TitleMatchNetwork.com.
She gets inside of the mind of many people, but here's the thing about Larkin. Lovely Miss Larkin can switch on a dime from Therapist Larkin to Lovely Miss Larkin to any other formation of Larkin. Ring the bell. The bell is rung, and what's special also about this match, the main topic, Stxrm Garson. If she wins this match, she's going after Al. 100%.
100%.
But if she loses, it's going to be a therapy session with Lovely Miss Larkin, and I don't know if you want to take, like, advice of any sort from Larkin.
If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't shake the hand of her, because who knows what that's going to lead to with how two-sided, I guess you could say, the Jekyll and Hyde, if you will.
I mean, more than that, and a little bit too friendly, maybe a love bite of sorts when it came to Larkin.
I guess it was some sort of showing of love, but Stxrm Garson not very receptive to that show of affection.
I mean, we know that Stxrm has one thing in mind as the Divine Pro Championship. She won a #1 contenders spot back at Seasons of Change last year. She couldn't follow up at Divine's Endless Waltz. She got her shot at Sapphire Series at the wonderful Uplift in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which we will be returning there later in the summer. However, I know that Stxrm is concentrating all her energy. Larkin is just a speed bump. Let's not put her aside here as she goes for a clothesline there. Larkin is to be here making a debut at Divine.
And you know, the best part about Stxrm Garson...
Hold on, pin attempt, sorry, one count from Tango, go ahead.
No, you're good. You know, the thing about Stxrm Garson's rise here that's happening, you know, she's finally getting that chase after gold that the main topic is wanted, because that will not only solidify that moniker of hers, but also it'll prove to not only all the naysayers, but to her, she is worth Divine Gold.
Yes, but that jawbreaker from Larkin, if she has anything to say about it, and going straight up and just pounding on Stxrm, if Larkin has anything to say about this, she wants to play spoiler, she wants a therapy session. She is so unpredictable in so many ways because you don't know who's in charge of Larkin when it's going up there, as she goes for choking there.
There is no good possible way to prepare for an entity like Larkin. I mean, the unpredictableness, the unsanctioned nature of how she operates in that ring, it's not something you can study.
You can't, because she's so I don't want to constantly say unpredictable and she's just weird. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it a spade. She's just weird. It's freaking me out.
Hey, Pod, weird isn't always bad, but in this case, I'm a little scared.
Yes.
A little scared.
Yes. As now, Stxrm is feeling her leg maybe just a little bit injured just from Larkin, and now, taking all of that strength of Larkin right in the corner, as Tango is telling to get out of the corner. They have a count till 5 or suffer a disqualification, and I'm sure Stxrm does not want that if she wants to move on in the ranks here at Divine.
Hey, and I mean, look, the best part about that unsanctionedness is the rules are a little bit out of her mind in this scenario, so I can't really imagine she understands why she can't stay in that.
Neck breaker there by Larkin. Pin attempt 1, 2. And only a 2 count from Tango Jones. I'm surprised Tango is here. Nice to see him back here.
Of course.
But of course, later tonight, we have already mentioned from Annie O'Neill, our main event, the first defense of the Big Al era of Divine as becoming champion is taking on the Midwest Rising Star in Sierra. We also have the Social Crashouts in tag team action here, plus so many new debuts, new faces here at Divine. It's the place to be in the Midwest when it comes to women's wrestling, as Stxrm taking a breather outside.
Hey, I mean, I'm sure we're firsthand seeing the revolutionary tactics of Divine Pro Wrestling, and as you can see, those revolutionary tactics might result in a bruise on your face.
But yes, but now Larkin setting Stxrm up. Playing patty cake in the most violent way possible. I don't understand. It's hard
is that Stxrm's face on a magazine cutout?
That is a story. That is face to face with your own self. I feel like that's very. I mean, the most closest thing to a therapy session that I saw tonight from therapist Larkin or lovely Miss Larkin or sometimes landlord Larkin.
Landlord?
Yeah, there's so many versions of Larkin that I've seen on social media. As Stxrm now trying to combat back, flip over 1, 2.
That
Only
kick
two
out.
count, yes, and all but Larkin. Look, so I guess the viciousness of Larkin is right up top.
I was gonna
Who's
say,
in control right now?
What's she saying? Let me see what you got. Putting up Stxrm Garson, going for something immediately and changing her mind again.
From the DVD position, but it's going for an airplane spin. Dizzying both her and her opponent. And just dumping Stxrm.
That's a very strange choice by Larkin to just decide to... Uh-oh.
Like, forgiveness? This is a wrestling match.
You're supposed to win, Miss Larkin.
I've never seen Stxrm so out of her element.
I was going to say, this
I'm going for an armbar here. I want to pin attempt, turn it around. Here we go, 1, 2. Tango Jones, very good to keep an eye on that, and Larkin reversing the armbar as well. Now, Larkin, great show of strength and a backbreaker there on Stxrm.
holding Stxrm there by the neck. Lord.
Oh!
Is that a tickle attack? It seems like that might have been a tickle attack.
First time I'll ever say this, that it was an effective tickle attack here
In Divine.
in Divine.
First ever tickle.
Just shouting goddess knows what. But Stxrm has had it. Stxrm has been on the receiving end of just such nonsense. But
I was going to say, I'm sure at some point that's going to break.
oh yeah, but Larkin now into a DDT. Spiked her.
I was going to say, planted on the ground.
And Larkin continues. I hate to give it to Larkin how unpredictable she is, but she's been staying on Stxrm.
Stxrm with the roll-up.
1, but in the ropes, way too close.
Great ring awareness, though, by the kind of off her rocker Larkin.
Definitely off her rocker Larkin, but Stxrm Garson, the main topic, wants to turn this around, and I think this might have been the choice and the moment. Just, it's so crazy. It's like, here we go. Oh, roundhouse kick to the temple.
I was going to say,
Might have knocked her out. Here we go. 1, 2. Only a 2 count once again.
I was going to say that foot to the face could have easily taken Stxrm's lights out.
I mean, you get a straight shot, whether it is a hand or a kick into the temple. It will knock you out. It will knock you like, wait.
What is she going
She's
for?
She's got a knife. Get her. She has a
Pod.
knife.
I don't think that was what was going on there.
I saw it. It was a knife.
Pod, there's nothing in her hand.
Oh my God, she's affecting me, isn't she?
Pod, are you okay? Do you need some water?
No. I think I need to drink some water. Take over.
Pod kind of losing his marbles similarly to Larkin, but Stxrm taking a moment to grab that knife assumed by Larkin.
Here we go. Oh,
Grabs another
knife.
one, kicking it out of the hand.
See, I told you. Don't you see it? Yeah. Oh, stunner there by Larkin.
I'm not getting affected by this craziness, I swear.
It just sucks you in. Maybe I have a weak constitution. I should have not smoked that stuff. Now I'm seeing knives.
I was about to say, Stxrm Garson rallying the crowd despite that close call from that seemingly sharp object.
It is. Polish hammer there by Stxrm, and she's holding the leg that she did the last few minutes. Larkin has been concentrated, albeit very weirdly and chaotically, but still going after that leg on Stxrm Garson. Holding it tightly, but Stxrm is trying to get her back and kick into the midsection. I don't know how smart that was on a bum leg. Face buster there on Larkin. Stxrm wants to put this away as soon as she can. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, so close.
Back out by Larkin, you know. All those strong hits, strong kicks. If there's a thing that both of these wrestlers know what to do, it is knowing how to focus on one part of the body, break it down, and exploit it. Those two, I've seen them do it with Larkin, how explosive she is. Stxrm, how calculated she is. That is a common factor for both.
She still has that knife. That's a foreign object, Tango. Open your eyes.
Oh, I see it now, Pod.
See, I told you, I'm not crazy.
That was a sharp object. I feel like I want to book a therapy appointment with Miss Larkin.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't think our insurance covers it. Oh! That's a stabbing! She's getting stabbed in this match.
Tango!
What is going on? Tango, what is going on?
Tango is a foreign object!
This is clearly a foreign object.
You know, Tango's back in Divine, but why is he not calling this match right?
Tango's blind as a bat, of course. Shocker. He's got one thing on his mind, and it's not this match, clearly. As we continue.
Larkin continuing the aggression.
Here we go. Going for a headlock driver of sorts, but pump kick by
Vicious
Storm Garcon. I think that might be the ending. Here we go. Pitting 1, 2, 3.
The main topic proves once again.
Here is your winner, the main topic, Storm Garson!
Storm Garcon.
You had a massive match tonight against Larkin. She made her debut, and you made her wish she didn't make a debut. Now, with that being said, you're actually a #1 contender right now. How are you feeling?
It feels correct. It honestly feels correct because the thing about this is Larkin is this very strong, special, amazing competitor. I don't know, this knife thing that she has going on, I felt those. I don't know. They might be fake. I don't know. But I'm feeling some stabbing up in my stomach.
Yeah,
but what
that.
I do feel is victory. I do feel victorious. I do feel like I have put myself back on the map as the #1 contender for the Divine Championship. And whether that's Alice or Sierra, it doesn't matter because I'm going to say this to you. Whether or not you think that you're better than me or not, I'm going to continue to prove why the main topic is the main discussion, why I deserve to be the main face, and why I will be the main champion at Sapphire Series 2. So buckle up, babes, because Storm Garcon is coming. And baby, this is a storm you cannot handle. Thank you.
Referee Alice Lane is the referee of this match, and she's informing them this is now a tag team match. So we're seeing the debut of Moist, and Rory Shields and Karter Cauffman are, I guess,
a
tag team tonight. Well, I mean, look, Karter is no stranger to tag team action. Her regular partner, Leela Feist in Sweet Inferno, ringing the bell. We're gonna start our match off in impromptu tag team action, but you know, I've seen Mars Cress, and maybe I've seen a version of Mars Cress actually doing great referee jobs, but here, this version of Mars Cress, because the multiverse is massive.
Very large. There's
It's
so
very-
as
there's
somebody who has had my fair share.
Correct.
Within there.
Yes.
The aspect of them being here is utterly insane to me. And you called them, is that Moist was the name they were going by?
Masters of Interstellar Space Travel. It is Moist.
So if they're masters, I'm going to need to make sure referee Alice Lane looks out for any portals opening up in this ring.
I think the timelines are converging here at feeling this, and I'm sure Rory is feeling this as she goes on the attack on Cress. And we know how vicious and mean Rory Shield can be, but she's now coming back looking great, more vicious more than ever, but Cress here has a chance to make Moist, making a place, maybe a second home, third home, a multiverse home here on Earth 734, here in Divine.
You know, I think it's very interesting because out of all of the different timelines that this tag team could have found, they found themselves here in Divine, where opportunity is plentiful.
Well,
and it was such a smart decision to stop that.
Tag into Evelyn Sage, very interested in this match. Oh, Cress is trying to go after Karter, and it's 1 in, 1 R. Oh! Double hip attack in the corner by Moist. And Evelyn Sage getting my first taste of both of these ladies. And I mean, I gotta admit, I'm very excited for all of this. I love seeing the new faces here in Divine with an elbow shot there.
I was gonna say, not one debut, but two tonight.
I mean, and we got more coming up later tonight. We have Rachel Armstrong taking on relentless Rae Larson. And, of course, obviously, in our main event, Sierra making her debut here at Divine, taking on Big Al, Alice Crowley. Tag into Cress. as Moist calling for action. And, oh, very nice combination there. Sidewalk slam. And using Cress for another leg drop one.
I believe that tag team effort by those two could have been planned. I mean, they did say that they had seen this play out before.
I mean, I think they already know that they won in this timeline. Oh, but Rory's shield is defying all space and time.
I was going to say the one problem with travel, the one problem with space and time travel is you will find the disruptors, the ones that will stop it from happening and stop the timeline from finding the ending it needs to find.
I've watched enough Doctor Who to realize that time can be rewritten, and obviously I think it's going to be happening right now. Snap suplex there by Rory. So, and now pin attempt 1, 2, and Cress kicks out at 2.
Shield and Cauffman are a very vicious duo. In my opinion, I would call them bullies. I think these two are two very strong bullies, and you have these two that are coming in with a lot more of an introspect on this timeline. But those two and their viciousness might just disrupt what they were trying to do here today.
As Alice Lane is trying to get Evelyn Sage back in her corner, as now unfortunately Cress being choked out by Rory Shield. So, and now it looks like Karter is going to run the bases there, and she's safe.
Let's say referee Alice Lane maybe taking the role of an umpire for a moment there.
I know baseball. I know sports. 1, 2, and that's only 2, and that is a run in here at Feeling This. I mean, when I see the team of Karter and Rory, I'm getting flashbacks of how I was bullied in high school, and I don't like it at all. Double clothesline there, but the impromptu bullies here.
Yeah, they always shoot me weird looks in the locker room. I mean,
Then attempt 1, 2. Oh, you too?
Maybe I don't dress their style or something. I just really want to be their friend, Pod.
You can't be friends with anybody.
I know.
Except for me. I mean, we're friends.
Yeah, we're friends. Obviously, I mean, I think if either of us were to be in a scenario, if either of them were to mess with us, we would hold our ground.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of Moist. I'm a fan of these two. I'm a fan of Moist. I think they seem very fun, and being a sci-fi nerd. But like Rory, once again, is shouting at Alice Lane. And
official of the match.
Yeah, someone with the experience of Alice Lane. Oh, neck breaker there. I don't think that's a good idea. Pin attempt. Here we go. 1, 2. Alice Lane is not a pushover like Tango is. So, I feel like, Rory needs to, be careful on all of that.
It's a wonder that Rory and Tango didn't scrap the second they saw each other today.
I'm surprised they're here in the same building.
That's what I'm saying.
But enough
distance.
Enough about that. We're getting back here to the tag team action here at Feeling This. Now, butterflying the arms, trapping Cress there. And Cress has been in there for quite some time now, but a tag to Karter.
Evelyn probably seeking that tag. Cauffman and Shield with the tag team inexperience with each other, showing in bright light here with the chop to her own partner.
Well, Rory is barking orders and more miscommunication, and that was
Evelyn an error. Sage now in the ring.
Shoulder tackle to Karter and a shoulder tackle to Rory, and now Sage basically running house, probably the biggest person here, the strongest person in this match, as a series of elbows to both Rory and Karter.
Taking out the two bullies that were messing with her friend Mars. She's doing the due diligence as Moist.
I love when bullies get their doing, and going for a face buster there and off the ropes, and now a huge Polish hammer pin attempt. Here we go. 1, 2, and only a 2 count from Lane.
Karter Cauffman staying in there for her team despite this being so unexpected and so impromptu. Still fighting for the integrity of this makeshift team.
Well, the people here in Wyandotte are behind Moist, but Karter is trying to strike out Sage, and that's a knockout punch. Here we go. 1, 2, and Cress saving the timeline with a breakup.
Once again, coming in to stop and making sure
Ooh! Neck breaker there by Cress. Now Rory Shield.
Rory sneaking up.
There we go. Ducks under. Back cracker.
Evelyn getting up.
And once again, Evelyn is the legal person there. Oh! Miscommunication there from the two ladies, and now Sage stopping Karter. Oh, what did she have?
Into the ropes, Cauffman is sent. Tagging in Mars Cress.
Here we go. Moise is in control. Oh, Rory with a knockout punch to Sage. Going for a tiger feint kick. Nobody home. Karter, roll up. 1, 2, and Rory got the legs.
Referee Alice Lane didn't see the grabbing of the legs.
Here are your winners, the team of Rory Shield and Karter Cauffman.
Look, I was worried about the wrong team doing the...
And MJ Santana, the Island Girls, are here.
Hold the ropes.
Yes.
Actually, turn around. Look at us.
Bottom. Do I look like a giant?
All right, Mike. Come on. Hold the ropes. The middle one. No, the middle.
I remember my first day.
All right, go over there.
I'll say Tango should know better.
We already have a problem because you said our name wrong. It's not Island Girls. Island Gals. Okay? Gals.
Gals.
That was really good.
The team of the Island.
Wait. Say our names again. Wipe the whole thing out.
Introducing the team of Joseline Navarro and her tag team partner, MJ Santana. They are the Island Gals.
Great job, Andy.
The Island Gals.
Island Gals.
Gals.
The
Island Gals.
The Island Girls.
The Island Gals.
The Iron Gills. The Iron Gills?
Island Gals.
All right, get out.
The Island Goyles. Okay, what?
Annie did her best. That's all I can say. These two are already coming in and disrespecting the voice of Divine here against the social Crashouts.
Look, Leela Hall and Ricky Morris have been trying to make this tag team a thing. Obviously, Wyandotte's own Leela Hall coming back. Always proper. She challenged Big Al back at Endless Waltz in a fantastic matchup. But also, again, with our friends at Fantastic League of Wrestling,
I'm going to kick y'all
the
daughter
first
ass.
go of Social Crashouts against Sweet Inferno, Leela Feist, Karter Cauffman did not go very well. And I know Ricky was frustrated. Obviously, Ricky won in solo action the following week after that show against Karter Cauffman. But Joseline Navarro, a former Divine Pro champion, coming here with attitude, coming here with sometimes an enemy, sometimes friend, MJ Santana. But I know all four of these ladies wants to make a statement here at Divine, as the agility of Joseline on display here. She's usually a strength person, but showing the agility against someone like Leela Hall with that cheerleading background and trying to go for a hurricanrana there.
That can't be right. That's weird.
Leela Hall and Ricky Morris are two people I have now seen a few times tag team, and I think right now is the most synergy I've seen them have so far.
I mean, I feel like they're finally getting that rhythm together. I mean, look, both of them have been trying their best in solos action across the Midwest scene. Leela getting more and more exposure in a lot of places in some big name matchups with some big name talent. And I know Ricky Morris wants to prove for herself that she can hang, as she's almost in this crucified position, but a pump kick and a pin attempt. Could not stick it in. Tango slow on the count for sure, but a very great combination from the Crashouts there by Ricky. White Trash, Ricky Morris, coming right after a triple session at Denny's.
And, the thing about this, too, is, as you said, Santana and Navarro have been enemies before. They've been against each other. They've been chasing the same goals. But now they're in a scenario where they are tagging against a pretty new tag team that's also starting to get their footing. Can they keep their differences aside to make this match work against Social Crashouts?
I mean, Santana comes with the same energy, that same cockiness as her partner Navarro, but she, in herself, very impressive. 3 years experience, part of Lion's Pride and AIW, to name a few places she's been successful in. But the Island Giles, did I say it right?
I think if you just stick with saying Island Girls, you're going to avoid a lot more flack.
That's fantastic. I'm okay with that. Well, the Island Girls really...
Hold on, wait a second. Did Santana just walk over and get a promo shot?
You know what? Sometimes...
In the middle of the match?
I mean, if you look good in the moment, but Ricky Morris now going right in the midsection, and a heavy striker is Ricky Morris. Pin attempt, here we go, 1-0, and Joseline Navarro breaking up the count.
I have to say, I don't know if Santana's going to want to take pictures after this. Ricky.
Ooh, as Tango catching Joseline Navarro, but a DDT by Santana there on Morris. And Morris has no idea where she's at right now. And I said before, Morris is a hard striker, but also one of the very few people on the Divine roster that likes to implement submission holds. And I'm sure we will see some of those in this match with Joseline Navarro now coming in. Very powerful, very angry. Obviously, former champion. She took it to Heather Blue for the Divine Pro Championship last year. You can see that over here on Title Match. But Joseline, I know, wants to try her hand in tag team and distracting Tango.
See, you talk about powerful hits and good plays with Social Crashouts and Ricky Moore specifically, but I think you might be undermining the sheer power of Navarro and Santana. Navarro is a lethal striker in this business. Santana has a mind and a wit that can outmatch. And as you said, she was able to take the time to go do that and still have the upper hand in the match. There's a dynamic here between these two teams, and I think we got to make sure that we keep people understanding that this playing field is pretty flat.
Both teams are trying to make a statement. Both teams are still freshly new in the tag team world. Pin attack. Here we go, 1, and only 1 count. But they have to do something to prove that they are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to wrestling. Pin attempt once again from Santana, 1. Only a 2 count now. Going for those quick pins on someone like Ricky. Very smart by Santana. Once again, 1. Only a 1 count by Santana.
And again, you can't prepare for those quick pins, those quick roll-ups. Those are things that you really have to be on your toes with in a match like this. I mean, Ricky's currently in enemy territory. Has been fixed on the other opposing side of the ring from Leela. That's going to get her set up for a whole world of hurt that she will feel residually through this match.
Also, Ricky might be showing frustration because, as you can see, as much as she wants to be supportive with Leela has been getting more and more opportunities. And this could be kind of plain spoiler to the Crashouts here if the Island Girls can get a win. Pin attempt now by Navarro, 1, 2, and very cocky pin by Navarro.
The cockiness, the attitude. I think Island Girls have a very, very, very good way of getting into the heads of their opponents, even just by those small little moments where they're able to get away with those things. It really dwindles you down when you, as a competitor, are following the rules.
Roll up by Morris, 1, 2, and now Morris, I think, needs to take the opportunity to go and tag her partner as Leela being distraught in the corner, and the quick tags between the Island Girls. Very smart on both of them.
Not exerting one of their energy compared to the other, making sure they're both on an equal, exhaustion.
Pin attempt, 1, 2, and only a 2 count again on Santana. Very smart strategy.
Analysis, possibly.
Yes.
Leela, though, kind of getting this Wyandotte crowd behind her. Once Leela gets that tag, Leela is known for that fiery nature. The second she hits the mat, that could become a problem for Navarro and Santana.
I know Ricky wants to prove to herself, but oh my goodness. Trying to go for something, but I think trapping Oh, and a little bit of a submission hold herself. Almost kind of a version of the octopus stress here on Santana, but the strength of Morris. Oh, leg lariat there, and could not do enough to pin her. She just collapsed on the ground, and now both ladies are trying to get to their opponents. I think this is the moment in time that these ladies want to tag in their respective partners as Tango continues the count on 5. He reaches 10. It is a double knockout.
It's a race to their feet. Both partners, both in corners, ready to be tagged. This could be explosive, Peacock.
Navarro in, Leila in, and Leila Hall, the bride of Wyandotte, is here. Off the ropes from Leila. Step up her Karata, beautifully executed as Navarro is stuck in the corner.
Leila Hall showing that fiery, fast agility nature.
Oh, drop kick, bulldog combination on the Island Girls. Pin it to 1, 2, and only a 2 count.
Showing that athleticism, that those small moments where she's able to react like that and find the way that her body can deal damage to both. That's what makes her stand out.
All right, the social crash outs now going for it. Looks like a tag team maneuver. Double suplex, maybe not strong enough. Oh!
Slamming both of the social crash outs.
Beautifully executed by Navarro.
Again, a display of power, a display of dominance. Navarro is lethal.
Now let's see what the Island Girls have in mind.
Going up.
Oh, using Santana as a weapon, but Santana is not the legal person. Double pin, 1, 2. Using the strength of both the Island Girls, but Leila wants that W for her team and for her hometown.
She is a fighter, and what Leila does is she sees things out. No matter win, loss, or otherwise, this crowd is behind her. And the Island Girls better look out.
Here we go. Navarro directing traffic on Leila. Splash by Santana. Splash by Navarro. I think they're going for a double hip attack. Here we go. Oh! Whole lot of strength behind those hips. Pin attempt now by Santana. And once again, Santana, not the legal person, but Navarro is 1, 2, and it's making a smart strategy, but also Tango needs to get 1 in and 1 out.
Come on, Tango, again. Rookie mistake. Ricky almost growing desperate for this tag from Leila. The crowd rallying behind her.
Island Girls wants to put a pin in this match as both members of the Island Girls are still in the ring, but a miscommunication there, and Leila now super kick on Navarro. But Santana still out in the ring. Oh, ducks under. Oh, Navarro, again, the legal person in this match so far with Leila Hall. Oh! Miscommunication.
Former enemies showing a miscommunication.
Oh, an attack now by Ricky. And a dive through the ropes for Leila Hall.
Ricky Stalk in the ring. Santana back in. Ricky puts her.
Oh, spine buster there. Pin attempt. 1, 2, 3. The Crashouts got their first win.
Here are your winners, the team of Leila Hall and Ricky Morris.
With the science teacher look you're going for, Newton's laws are simple.
Leila and Ricky, I'm so happy to bump into you ladies.
What's going on?
How are you feeling after y'all win tonight?
so happy. I told you it would work. It was one time. I'm happy it all worked out. But there's still so many more ahead.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning.
Nothing pulling back Noelle for making an impact here at Divine.
Are you not happy to see me?
No!
You're lovely.
Don't encourage
Sorry,
her.
I
Don't
tried.
encourage
I'm sorry.
her.
I'm trying to be nice.
Well, Stella was expecting to take on the 6-foot giant known as Freya the Slayer. Unfortunately, could not make it due to injury. We can't wait to hopefully have her back here at Divine. Well, now Stella has to shift gears, and whatever strategy she has, she is going to take on the very, I have nothing on this woman, Noel Summit, unfortunately.
I mean, you have Stella Buho having to prep for something like Freya the Slayer, and in that moment, learning that her opponent has changed, that adaptability is going to be something that has her stick out and could ultimately have her win this match.
Look, Stella is a former Divine Pro champion, and at one point in 2024 held titles in a multitude, almost a half dozen companies at the same time in the Midwest. But Noel Summit is just is shouting as Stella now going and dumping Noel, and I'm telling you that it's more of that vicious side of what we're seeing in Stella. Here we go on the second rope.
Preparing for something that the sky is her home.
Crossbody 1, 2. Obviously, Stella does not want to get her wings clipped. Knows how to soar to the skies. Your guardian owl has been on a vicious tear as she's returned here to Divine, but Noelle getting herself out of the ring.
Trying to play the smart card, getting out of the way of danger instead of dealing with it and exerting her energy, but if we know Stella Buho well, I don't think this is going to last very long.
Well, Noelle is just shouting at this crowd here in Wyandotte, and they're still coming in here for great wrestling. But Tango is continuing the count outside, and it's now at a 6 count.
Noelle arguing with Tango.
Oh, watch for Stella. She's got to fly! And I feel like maybe Noelle was doing that on purpose.
Trying to catch her.
Here we
Perhaps
go.
clip the wings, like you said.
If you will. Oh, and a neck breaker there under the second rope by Noelle, and she is so excited. Noelle reminds me a little bit of a doll that's on the bottom of a toy chest. Never been played for years. Dust is being collected. Everything is fading away from the paint on their face. And I think that's what's giving me these vibes of Noelle. It's almost a forgotten toy, a pissed off toy.
Now, Pod, you can't do my girl like that because soon you might have strings attached.
We all of our strings attached. We live in a capitalistic hellhole, so
And
knee
you
to the back.
And you predicted we were going to talk about the
I told you. As Noelle continues the
saying.
assault, and just this, again, it's a night of unpredictability, but that's what happens when you're here at Divine Pro. Noelle taking Stella into the corner. Stella getting out of the way, and rightfully so, using that speed for her advantage. Roll up here, 1, 2, and only a 2 count by Tango.
This Wyandotte crowd was rallying behind Buho, but that momentum has been put to a stop.
Here we go, pin attempt, 1, 2, as Noelle is asking everybody to clap along, kind of like a pull string on a doll. You want to repeat what they say, a speak and spell, if you will, on Noel Summit.
And it makes me wonder, this new ruthlessness you were talking about with Buho, it makes me wonder if this ruthless, unpredictable nature like Noelle has is something that Stella's kind of feeling her match with.
Look, Stella has been very impressive, whether it's femme or men alike. She will take it to you, but I know I know Stella is out of her element right now. Noelle off the ropes, drop down on Noelle, and now this is the opportunity of Stella. There we go, off the ropes, going for it. Oh, face buster, very nice. Here we go, 1, 2, And only a 2 count. I know Stella in the back of her mind wants another shot to regain her Divine Pro Championship, but someone like Noelle is becoming a speed bump very quickly on the path of victory for Stella.
Noelle kind of showing that disrespect for the crowd and people here at Wyandotte, not only to them, but to our official Tango Jones. See, mocking the crowd and their supports for Stella. I think this might be a person to true evil.
I don't know what's going on. We have very unpredictable characters here that has come tonight. We had the debut of Moist. Lovely Miss Larkin make a debut as well. But I know coming up, we still have our tag team breaking up a hold. Sorry, not a pin attempt. But we also have our tag team matchup with the Social Crashouts in another tag team debut. Also here at Divine with Joseline Navarro and MJ Santana in tag team action in our main event, the Divine Pro Championship. But right here in very unpredictable nature, 1, 2, Noelle Summit trying to win against Stella.
Noelle, every time that she has failed to pin Stella, it has been followed by a blood-churning scream. I don't know if that's drive, motivation, or just plain delusion.
I am uncomfortable with all of this. I don't know who I need to talk to with Divine Management. I do not go in situations like this, to be honest. But we move on as Stella gonna take a stop to Noelle.
Trying to stop her right in her tracks with whatever she was trying to do.
Ooh, jawbreaker there on Noelle.
Stella rallying up this Wyandotte crowd behind her.
Let's put this toy back in the chest. And we know this move. Sliding through with a German.
The good old Stella Buho classic right there.
Now Stella gonna go, it looks like, I think, gonna go to the top rope once again. Not afraid to fly. Your guardian owl wants to put this away, but Noelle
putting a very quick stop to that.
I'm sure Noelle knows to be used for flight and for her users to be played with, much like a lot of toys that all of a sudden know how to fly. But biting on the back of the neck, I don't like how wild Noelle has been.
It takes a very certain kind of viciousness to use the ring to your advantage in a matchup like this. And Divine, those kinds of things are seen as disrespectful to your opponent.
Well, Noelle taking the knee pad down, is going to go bone for bone here, but Stella saw it coming, and rightfully so. And Stella now, the viciousness, see, just pounding that doll into the top turnbuckle. Russian leg sweep on Stella.
Stella rallying this crowd, getting hyped up. There's that ferociousness. That's the word.
Oh, that might do it. 1, 2, 3.
Stella Buho takes home the win tonight.
Here is your winner, Stella Buho.
Let's put this toy away. I do not want to see her again. Thank you very much, but I have to give it to Noelle. Rae Larson is back in line.
Armstrong, dominant and very, very known companies. This match is match of dreams, and I cannot wait to see who comes out on top. We have Armstrong, Larson, here, Divine, feeling.
And look, in any other place, this would be a main event matchup. That's how stacked tonight's card is for Divine for feeling this. That this is the 4th match on the card. We still have 2 great matches coming up, but that strength of Rae Larson, the big strong Goyle herself, but do not count someone like like Rachel Armstrong, taking it straight to Rae as a series of arm drags from both competitors here in the opening minutes of this matchup, blocking and swatting the drop kick by Rachel Armstrong, but
at a standstill. The two competitors have been dodging and evading each attack, but the two now come face to face, right back where we started. This match pod is going to be a match of power.
Oh, well, it might be a match of power for Rae, but it's also a match of speed for Miss 450 with a shotgun drop kick there in the corner as Armstrong continues and trying to take down the much stronger, look at her, just like built strong by Rae Larson. But look, I've seen Rachel Armstrong take it to people like Josh Crane. I've seen her in battles across the Midwest. Pin attempt 1, and it do not count someone like Rachel Armstrong out.
No.
She will show up, she will show out, but relentless Rae Larson wants to get back on the winning ways here at Divine. We have not seen her since last year.
And the thing with agility, you have a match of agility and power. That agility is it's unpredictable. It's quick. It's quick thought out. Rachel Armstrong has to be on her toes at any moment.
Butterfly
What Larson
suplex,
has,
taking
for example.
her half across the ring, and now shouting at Rachel for that clothesline in the corner. Look, I know that another.
Rae Larson throwing her like it's an Olympic sport.
I know that Rae wants to get back on winning ways. Of course, her eyes are on the title as well. It's so competitive right now here for the Divine Pro Championship. There's a 2 count there from referee Alice Lane. Continues our match. People like Stxrm Garcon. People like Stella Buho. People like Rae Larson wants a shot at Alice Crowley. And if she can get past Sierra, who knows who will be next. Roll up there and only a 2 count by Rachel.
And you know, with the nature of Divine, this roster is all making their own separate climb to the top with Big Al holding the gold. This match is just as important as any other match would be to your reputation here in Divine Pro Wrestling.
Mid attempt 1, but a win against someone like Rachel Armstrong and how well she has been all over the Midwest in winning matches, being literally a star in the making. It would be something great for Rae, but Rachel is tough as nails with that elbow. Again, I've seen her go one-on-one with people 3 times her size, and she wins in the victory. And we know, even though it's low ceilings here in Wyandotte, I know we'll possibly see a 450 from Miss 450, Rachel Armstrong, and another massive elbow shot to the chest of Larson. Pin attempt 1, and only 1 count.
With a strategy like what Armstrong is implementing, size starts to become so much less of a matter when you're quick and you're agile. That size aspect could be your deterrent in that match. So
That's
someone
true.
like Rae Larson does need to watch when those quicker moments happen, because you might not be able to stop that with just brute force.
You might have to shift power for speed, and that's what's going on right now.
Or defense.
Yeah, as speed is definitely on Rachel's side there, as Rae, once again, might be a little dizzy, checking her teeth, making sure she didn't lose a tooth there. And once again, now
As
Rachel
you said.
coming up and might be putting the final touch on this match, maybe for 450, but maybe not quick enough as Rae Larson now,
on her toes thinking.
slap there. Now a second rope by Rae, but Rachel now knocking Rae down, and both ladies now fighting in the corner, trying to jockey for position here, and that straight right from Rae. Caught Rachel in midair. From the DVD position, and drop. Just jumping Armstrong down, and this might be the moment for the big strong Noel and Rae Larson.
Don't flex those guns like you can compare, Pod.
I 100% cannot. I'm trying to be like her when I grow up.
Rachel taking a nasty hit to the back from that top turnbuckle. Again, the power of Rae Larson. Just her pushing, whipping her into the ropes. Showed just how much impact they take when falling in.
Rae Larson is hungry for a win. And don't get me wrong, she's always everybody's favorite, the girl next door. Everybody wants to be with her, friends, relationships, things like that. But the more vicious side, I think, is the fire that she needs if she wants to continue and possibly take on someone like Al for the Divine Pro Championship, especially with that suplex there. Pin attempt, 1, 2, and only a 2 count.
The Divine roster ever so grows hungry for gold, and I think Rae Larson is starting to realize that the feeding pit is not as big.
I mean, she's taking on people like Jody Threat. She took on people like Storm Garcon last year at Season of Change. And now Rae is coming here getting hungrier by the second, but maybe too hungry, as now a roll-up here by Rachel flips out of it, and a super kick gets her right in the temple. And that might be the momentum shift for Armstrong with a DDT. Pin attempt, 1, 2, and only a 2 count once again.
Rae Larson showing that strive, that dedication to hearing that bell win in her favor. Despite getting kicked in the temple, maybe losing her lights for a second, she persevered. She's kicking out. She's staying strong, and that is what Divine is about.
Let's see it going for a slice bread number 2. Maybe can't get all of it. It's too strong by Rae, reversing it, but here we go. Jogging for position here. Oh, holding on with those shoulder tackles there, which is almost worse than following through. You can dislocate a shoulder there. Oh, steps out of it. That might have been it. 1, 2, 3. Oh!
What a strong kick out from that disgusting move by Rae Larson.
That
dropping
Falcon
Armstrong.
arrow dropping Rachel down. And now Rae is beside herself. But this is, you do not need to get the frustrations here. I think Rae wants to put this away, maybe for a pile driver, maybe a power bomb, as she's shouting there, but flipping it around. Rachel Armstrong just too strong. Here we go, ratcheting it in. 1, 2, with that flip out. And now going for another sliced bread number 2. Gets all of it. 1, 2.
Kick out by Larson.
Sliced bread number 2, the Shiranui, whatever you call it. Rachel Armstrong got all of it. Pin attempt once again. 1. Only a 1 count. Turning around. 1, 2. Very smart by Rae. It's using that strength once again, almost like a bear trap there.
There's that spear.
Big spear.
Big Goyle spear.
1, 2, 3.
And that's that match.
Here is your winner,
Rae Larson has come back to Divine with wins on her mind and the goal to be the best. But what a matchup between both these ladies.
What a great matchup between these two, showing respect to each other as Divine Wrestling is all about. Larson, Armstrong, a match for the ages. What amazing competitors. I'm gonna pass it back to you, my friend.
I would love to see Rachel Armstrong come back. I would love to see Rachel Armstrong come back to Divine, but Rae Larson with a W in her column, and if it's up to her, she wants more in Divine, and I think she wants all.
It's time for the moment you've all been waiting for! The following contest is scheduled for one fall! And it is for the Divine Pro Championship! Introducing first, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, making her Divine debut, and her opponent, from Cleveland, Ohio, the reigning and defending Divine Pro Champion, Big
ice runs through her veins as Alice Crowley comes for the Divine Pro Championship. Referee Alice Lane doing the duties on referee for the first defense of Alice Crowley. Again, coming with the Juggalo Championship Wrestling Women's Championship, which we saw defended by former champion back last year at Endless Waltz. And Alice shouting, screaming at the Wyandotte crowd. But I know Stxrm is tough and making a statement here in Divine, becoming not only your first match here in Divine, but going after the title. It's kind of the idea of you taking the biggest dog in the yard and fighting them for dominance.
Alice Crowley, as you said, a mean streak, an attitude, a cocky nature, doesn't need anybody else's approval, but it's one thing to have a cocky attitude, but it's one thing to have a cocky attitude and a title, Pod. Although Alice Crowley is vicious, is an aggressive competitor, Stxrm could have the longevity to counter that.
Look, Alice Crowley came from the learning tree of the likes of Ricky Shane Page, Vincent Nothing, and Christian Napier, but had battles with 440, that 440 Civil War we saw across the independent scene, but this is Divine Pro. 440's not here. Alice Crowley is our champion. She came in here basically lariating the head off of Leela Hall, then lariated the head off of Storm Garcon, and it's up to Al. She's going to take that lariat and take Stxrm's head off for the first defense of the Divine Pro Championship in the, what you said, the Big Al era summer.
I mean, it's hard. There's no other way to explain it. Stxrm displaying dominance now, but the epitome of power has started with this title run by Alice Crowley, and if Stxrm can keep up with that aggressive nature, she could have a chance of dethroning this Big Al era, but Alice Crowley will not go down without a fight.
Stxrm comes from the Wisconsin area. Those are tough as nails people, blue-collar workers, very cold winters. They have to survive. They have to be tough to get through almost 8 months of the year of lack of sunshine, cold temperatures. They are just built different. But Alice Crowley, coming from the streets of Cleveland, Ohio, you think, you laugh about how Ohio is. Guess what? Ohio has a mean streak when it comes to wrestlers. As Alice now trying to go and trying to psych out someone like Stxrm, but when Stxrm took on people like Jordan Grace, the power, the strength of women like her. Oh!
Always leave it to Pod to glaze anyone from Ohio. Listen, this match is structured in a way where Alice could use that learning knowledge that she's had from all those influences, but Stxrm has a strike. Stxrm has a nerve that she needs to hit here in this match to make it through the Alice Crowley experience.
Drop kick there, and now Penitent 1, 2. Those 3 seconds in a wrestling match is the longest and shortest amount of time to try to survive, try to win a match. And the landscape could be so quick to change if Stxrm can hit more moves like this hip attack that she's about to go to a calling card of Stxrm, but it seems like Al has done her research and knocks down Stxrm, grabbing the hair, and now going on the attack.
Alice Crowley displaying that fearless nature, that lack of empathy that has been nurtured in that head of hers. Obviously, as she's yelling at her officials, yelling at her fans, there is a very strong lack of awareness here. And I truly do think that Alice believes she is the best. But she has to prove it here in Divine by defending that title.
Now, as you said, as you mentioned, you might have been right in my head. It is one thing to go after and win a championship. It's another thing to be as vicious as Al is to keep the championship. As now Al goes on the offense now against Stxrm. But Stxrm fighting real quick and going downstairs to the midsection of Al.
Alice Crowley displaying that power she has. Stxrm displaying that quick wit. This match is pretty down the middle, Pod.
Oh, splash there by Stxrm. 1, 2. As Stxrm continues, and a pump kick there by Al, and a backdrop driver, shades of her trainer Randy West. As now she has knocked Sierra silly, but it is something very interesting. Not following up, excuse me. 1, 2, so quick and so confident that she thought she had this in the bag by complaining and being vicious to the Wyandotte crowd here. But Al begins the viciousness and continues it with this weird chin lock on Sierra.
Sierra has to be prepared to be broken down. Alice is the kind of person that will have a match with you, but make sure you feel it after you leave tonight. And this is the thing with her. This, as you said, this weird chin lock is going on. All she's doing is breaking down her opponent, making them start to lose their breath, feel that windpipe start to crush between her arm. These things are methodical. These things are planned. She wants to break Sierra.
Al is like a shark in a sea of guppies. Smells blood and goes after it with so much ferocity and ferociousness. But Sierra is fighting back with a jawbreaker there to break the hold and an elbow to create some distance between herself and Al. But Al continues, and maybe it's that viciousness of Al getting, the best of her, and Sierra calm, cool, collected, German suplex there. And Sierra trying to turn the tide here in our main event here at Feeling This.
Sierra getting some momentum in this match, dealing with a lot of pain so far from Crowley. She's finally starting to get that energy and adrenaline back she needs that could possibly dethrone Crowley.
Double knees in the corner there, and now a pin attempt. 1, 2, and only a 2 count by referee Alice Lane.
Alice Crowley showing that unwiltering nature, that undying spirit. That's why she's champion right now. You can hate her all you want. You can say things about the attitude, but at the end of the day, she represents Divine. She represents us.
Al is our champion here at Divine, but I think Sierra might try to put this away. No, butterflying the arms and now going for a headlock herself. Al smartly breaking the hold in the corner. And now here we go, trapping the arms. Oh, flip over. Knee lift there and knocking Sierra out. That might do it. Middle of the ring. Pin attempt. 1, 2, and only a 2 count once again. Al is beside herself and not been able to put it away.
Beautiful ring awareness as well by Alice Crowley. You noticed the way that she moved her before she got there. She used the turnbuckle to get her off her back. That kind of awareness is needed for a high-stakes match like this.
When you learn from the likes of her trainers, the 440 Civil War, you learn a thing or two. Now from the DVD position, let's see what Al has in mind. But Sierra fighting out of it as well. Going for a strike, catches Al. And now back and forth as both these ladies here in our main event, the Divine Pro Championship, means so much for both ladies. Fisherman suplex there, 1, 2. A calling card of both Sierra and Al for that Fisherman suplex.
That could, again, show the difference between each competitor. These two have been going back and forth, but you see those moments of similarity. You see those moments of crossover, and those are the moments that things are going to get just as tense, because you're seeing head-to-head, mano-a-mano. These two are literally right down the middle tonight.
Oh, and referee Alice Lane caught in the middle by Sierra, and now Al winding up, going for a lariat. Ace crusher by Sierra.
Sierra with the cover, but there's no Alice. There's no referee.
We need another ref here.
We need to get another official out here.
You can count to 100, but nobody can be there to make the count, to make this official. And if it was up to Sierra, she would be the new Divine Pro Championship. She's checking on Alice Lane. As now, seems like Al
grabbing for that Divine title. Alice Lane still struggling.
Sierra knows what's going on. Oh!
Getting Alice back up. She's gonna go for the cover, using the title.
1, 2. Oh! So close. Al cutting corners and trying to knock out Sierra, but that tells you how tough Sierra is and what a competitor she has been in this match, and Stxrm showcasing why nearly in a decade she has been dominant wherever she goes. As Al now getting and pie facing Stxrm, getting her off her game, and now sticking in a chokehold middle of the ring.
There it is, dead middle of the ring. Alice screaming in agony as her body is wrenched.
Al moving up, paint up 1, 2. Very smart by Al. And a lariat.
There's the lariat with the cover.
1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner and still Divine Pro Champion, Big Al Alice Crowley.
The Big Al era of Divine Pro Wrestling continues after today. Wielding both the Divine Pro Championship, the JCW Championship. Alice Crowley coming out on top, showing that it's wrestling. Alice Crowley, your Divine Pro Championship.
TitleMatchNetwork.com